$10 million for 50 days in jail, and a companion of the opposite sex, but no access to any electronic devices. Is that a challenge you're willing to take on? This is an immaculate room. There's nothing in it but a bed, except for a daily ration of nutrient solution. You don't even know if it's night or day outside. John was lucky enough to win this challenge. He was also randomly assigned a strange woman to accompany him. On the first day, they were curious about the place. With the push of a button, the challenge begins. The challenge is announced by voice. The challenge is a success. The two men will each receive $10 million. But if one of them leaves early, the reward will be reduced to $1 million. The challenge will begin. The two of them are lying on the ground excitedly, fantasizing about what a rich life would be like. However, after a short period of excitement, the room fell silent. Bored, the two could only explore the room. This is a bathroom. Only one person is allowed to enter at a time. The room is this big in total, and the lights go out automatically at 10 o'clock because the floor was too cold. So they had to sleep in the same bed. At 7 a.m., they were woken up by an alarm clock. The same food as yesterday was brought to them. After eating, they started talking about gossip, but they talked about everything. But only a few hours passed. Soon it was noon. The men were getting bored. The woman can pass the time by meditating, but the man was bored out of his mind. But it's only the first day. The woman had to play some clapping games with him. Inadvertently, they developed a routine. Every morning they talk to each other to pass the time. In the afternoon they play a little game, and a little exercise every now and then. This at least made life more fulfilling. But this fulfillment was so false. Half a month passed, both of them are tired of each other. They didn't even want to say a word to each other. Until that day, another woman appeared and broke the peace. It turned out that the dancer was an employee hired by the organizers. Her task was to accompany the contestants through difficulties. At first, everyone thought she could bring some freshness, but in reality, it was quite the opposite. The dancer's appearance instead intensified the conflict between the man and the woman. At night, there was only one bed in the room. The three had no choice but to squeeze onto one bed to sleep. The next morning, the woman woke up and thought the dancer was gone. It turned out she had only gone to the bathroom to shower. At that moment, the man completely lost control of his emotions. He began to have terrifying hallucinations. Suddenly, black water overflowed around him. Then the man found himself in the water. In the water, he saw his long-deceased brother jumping in. It turned out that when people sink into extreme depression, it triggers the deepest pain in their hearts, causing intense hallucinations. The man's younger brother had died tragically when they were children. It was something deeply etched in his memory. The dancer also gradually grew tired of such a dull life. She left behind a few notes slandering the man and then disappeared. This further escalated the conflict between the man and the woman. The man insisted he hadn't done anything. He believed the dancer had deliberately provoked and created conflict. Just when the stalemate continued, a cockroach appeared. This new life broke the monotony of their days. The man even wanted to treat it as his brother. To keep the cockroach from starving, he secretly fed it. Soon, the organizers issued a warning. Food was only for the contestants to eat. Otherwise, it would be considered a violation. The man wanted to release the cockroach. He couldn't bear for it to die in the room. The red button on the wall was the exit. But once the door was opened, it meant the challenge had failed. The woman immediately stopped him. She thought it wasn't worth it for a small life to give up $5 million in prize money. But the man still couldn't harden his heart. The two quarreled over this. At that moment, the woman accidentally stepped on the cockroach. The argument between them ended with that. The long, monotonous life made the man more and more broken. The organizers then offered a random surprise gift. The first claim required a deduction of $100,000. The man pressed confirm. The random gift turned out to be a crayon. He was actually very happy, because his profession was that of a painter. He drew a stress-relieving piece on the wall. But the girlfriend's mood did not improve. She was not interested in painting.